A grisly discovery on a riverbank outside of Detroit rocks an entire community. The body of a young child encased in cement is believed to be that of 5-year-old Nevaeh Buchanan. Investigators, family, friends desperately searching for the child for nearly 2 weeks. Now cops vow they will leave no stone unturned in their hunt for the sicko who committed this unspeakable travesty. 2 persons of interest are already behind bars on unrelated charges, but cops today say they believe the killer is still out there in the community somewhere. Everybody's frightening. So where will they turn next to find out what happened to little Nevaeh? Straight to my excellent panel, Wendy Murphy, former prosecutor, professor at New England School of Law and author of And Justice for Some. Bill Mannion, forensic pathologist and assistant medical examiner for Burlington County, New Jersey. Jeff Brown, criminal defense attorney. Steve Carty, and former criminal investigator and director of Defend University. Dr. Dale Archer, clinical psychiatrist, and Michelle Sigona, national correspondent for America's Most Wanted. Michelle, you have been tracking this case. Give us your insights into what authorities can do next to hone in on this killer or killers.
At this point, what we're waiting for is for the autopsy to come back to see if there was any DNA or any kind of evidence that was left on little Nevaeh's body. Once we can figure that out, and if there are clues that could in fact lead to the killer, I think that it'll put this case in a better direction than what it is in right now. We do know that she was covered in some sort of cement, that was actually broken off of her when she was found by the father and the son who were fishing along the river.
Dr. Dale Archer, from a psychological perspective, what does it say about this individual that they went, or individuals, it could be plural, that they went to the lengths of topping off the shallow grave with concrete? From a psychological perspective, what does it say?
Well, I just think that they're trying to bury everything very, very deeply. So you can look at it psychologically or practically. It would have the same meaning. They're trying to cover the evidence.
But don't you find that with a lot of these crimes, things have meaning beyond their practicality? That there's a metaphor in how the crimes are committed? That it says something about their thought process, their belief system, how they view the world, that they would not only do this, but then go to that extra length, because it takes time, it takes planning, it takes effort. You've got to get the cement, you've got to get a mixer, as we've heard, you've got to mix it with the water. It's only a certain kind of sick mind that could do all that after killing a 5-year-old.
Yeah, Jane, I think that the point is very clear, that you have to realize that it is a sick mind. And you're trying to use logical minds to understand a sick mind. It doesn't always work. So I think that, yeah, there may be these deep hidden meanings there, but when you're dealing with psychosis and when you're dealing with a mentally ill person, and anyone who would commit this act, you would have to argue that there would be that there, then it's very, very difficult.
Why are you saying they're mentally ill? They could just be evil, a piece of junk human being who doesn't care about this child and wants not to get caught, dumps concrete like it's a piece of trash.
I know,
but sick. That's evil.
Yeah, it can definitely be evil, but by the same token, you've got to be able to understand that it is still a sick mind. I'm not saying that they were insane. I'm not saying that I'm giving them license to be able to do this, but I'm saying that their mind is definitely broken.
All right, I want to go back to my original theme. Steve Carty, and do you think it says something, which I do, about the type of killer, the mind, that they would go to these lengths? In other words, there's certain kind of crimes that are, oh, it's a horrible thing, it's an act, and then it's like, I'm going to run away from the act. I did something perhaps out of character.
But it's the same thing.
No, Jane, we see that criminals enjoy a certain comfort level when they're acting out. They enjoy a certain comfort level when they're acting out. So there is an association and a certain degree of comfort with the type of activity that he did by concealing the body in this manner. There is some sort of association.
For 1 second. I think that is, you're trying to put psychological meaning to everything that happens here.
Yeah.
This is a killer, and basically they were trying to hide the evidence. Don't try to play more into this than
Wait a second, Jeff Brown, what did you want to say?
This happens all the time. We have people that lie after they get caught in an untruth. We have people that hide evidence afterwards. It doesn't mean that they're sick. But I think it's common. It's human nature sometimes. When somebody does something wrong, they lie about it. They try to cover it up for it. rare is the individual who steps forward and says, I did something wrong. So I don't think you can read into this other than the killer is obviously trying to bury the evidence.
And I agree with that.
But, you know, can I add one other thing?
Yeah.
When you are dumping little kids in water and trying to expedite decomposition, sometimes it's because you know that if they find the body quickly, you're in real trouble because they're going to find out whether there was sexual abuse, which we found out with Sandra Cantu. Her body didn't decompose before they found it. Thankfully, you might find drug evidence in the blood. That's the good news, that she was found fairly quickly.
Yeah,
Maybe these are things we'll uncover as well. But I think that's part of this as well. It isn't just I want to get away with it, but I want the body to decompose quickly so there's nothing but
Dr.
bones
Mannion,
left.
It
Dr.
goes
Mannion,
back
let
to
me
my
ask you
wanting to
this
hide
question.
the evidence.
Yeah,
Dr.
exactly.
Mannion,
Yeah.
would somebody who wanted to accelerate decomposition put the body in concrete? Because to me, I would think that almost would preserve the body like a
That would
mummy.
slow it down.
And it would preserve the
wasn't
slow
body.
down the
It
decomposition
wasn't
because the air
in it.
can't get
It
at it.
wasn't in it. It was under it.
Okay.
It wraps
That was-
around it.
yeah.
It's the concrete that it covers it like you do on a patio, for instance. It's going to cover it. And yeah, I think the killer was wrong here to do that. But I think what the killer's trying to do is he's trying to make sure nobody finds this body because this body is evidence.
Yeah,
Everybody
but you're saying
knows
that the
If
killer
you
is
kill
smart enough
somebody,
to know that what he
there's
did was
evidence.
wrong. I mean,
All right.
Yeah,
Let
well
me
now
ask
it's
you
going to
this.
get to
He
now if he gets caught, it gets to the issue of the difference between right and wrong too, which could really hurt him in a penalty phase.
Please.
Michelle,
I don't
what?
know.
Let me ask you
That's
this.
the most
All right,
insane
great. Now I'm going to use my gavel.
wrong is wrong on that.
Michelle Sagona, what is next for this investigation? We see the video there of investigators at the scene. We've been told they're going to go through the dirt, speck by speck, around the area where the body was found. We know there are divers in that river going through. What exactly are they looking for? Just anything?
They're looking for any clues that are left behind. For instance, even if it's tags from clothing, shoe prints, anything that could possibly be around that scene or that grave that could lead them to the killer or killers, as you mentioned. So that's really what investigators are looking for at this point. Any sort of clues, even around the waterways, anywhere
Maybe
up
the
to a
bag of
mile.
cement. Maybe the bag
Exactly,
itself.
maybe the bag itself. It's not really too clear why someone would want to put the cement over top of this. Sometimes criminals, they just don't think. They're
Well,
just
not
looking to
smart.
get rid of it. You're
I mean,
exactly
why,
right.
Why are you trying to say that this guy's smart enough to be able to think that, oh yeah, this is going to aid in the investigation? He doesn't know. He's not thinking that far ahead.
No, but what I'm saying from a
Just trying to get away with it.
psychological perspective, sometimes there are what you would call crimes that are done in the heat of the moment, and there's like immediate remorse, and a person just leaves the body and runs or throws the body. But when you see something like this that seems more methodical, to me it says more this guy is a real sicko who may have enjoyed what he did and is approaching it, Steve Cardian, almost more from a business-like standpoint as opposed from simply just an emotional standpoint. Am I making any sense whatsoever, Steve?
Yes, and or perhaps, Jane, that this may have been something that he's done in the past or something similar in the past.
I just think
Oh,
it's
yeah.
a big mistake to try to give a psychological meaning to everything that happens in a case like this and with a criminal like
Why?
this. I think it's because you can't always figure out their mind. And you're basically trying to put meaning where we just don't know. And so I think that is a mistake. This is a criminal. They committed a heinous act. And to try to put meaning into every little act at this point without knowing anything about them, I don't think it helps us.
All right. Well, Wendy Murphy,
Well,
we're going to give you the final word on this horrific, unspeakable crime.
Whether the guy's sick, evil, or a little bit of both, I don't care. I'm just glad he was a bit of an idiot because the body is not decomposed. The poor child is gone, but I think we're going to find out lots of important information. That's the good news.
Thank you to my excellent panel. What a horror story.